I'm not going to make that during the video. One, because it's rude, and two, because it tastes like cum.
Okay, so are you happy with your list?
As long as we phrase this as ATM, then yes.
Yeah. It's very
As always, yeah.
Because yesterday I had not thought of this, and today I've now thought of my full list, so.
Okay. Are you recording it?
Yeah.
Right. So.
Top 10 has returned.
It feels like a good time to review the decade just gone. Now that there's officially no more good movies coming out this year, I may as well look into the past, because June and Bond have been pushed.
I bet Nolan's wishing he didn't bring Tenet out now, isn't he?
Nolan's like, this is the worst, but Batman's been pushed to 2022 as well. That's supposed to be next year, yeah. But it's a very, very good.
That far in their lives,
Sam, there's a very, very good as it stands, because so many few films have been released that Joe Gatto could be up for supporting Oscar for Impractical Jokers movie, because there's been fuck all else released.
Wow. Can you imagine him walking onto the stage? Like,
exactly, yeah. That was a good impression. Good impression. So yes,
that Oscar real quick.
Yeah. 1 second. This question I grapple with daily, and I struggle to grapple with daily. And I'm very pleased now that I've got another 10 years of film to think about with like Tenet and Dune and shit. But getting my top 10 of the last decade in some sort of tangible order it's just been on the forefront of my mind all the time. Like when I'm just trying to zone out, I'll just list them again and try and get them in the order and see what fits. Yeah. Nothing's quite felt right, Sam, until tonight. I'm happy that the Da Vinci Code has been solved. At the moment, it'll change tomorrow, but tonight is fucking right.
Everything I say in my life with certainty always comes before at the moment. Absolute
caveat is necessary, isn't it? Like. Yeah. I mean, it might change in 10 minutes, but right now it's mint. So,
should we get honourable mentions out of the way?
Well, Sam put what's the word? The parameter on the video for it to be only 3 honourable mentions, knowing how much of a dick I am for having 21. I've already upped it to 5 each, just as casual mentions. I've overruled you, even though I've got 1 vote each. 5 max. You're out of top 5.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But I've got 3 that didn't make them 5, so I've got 3 honourable mentions. I won't list. But I'm on a Google Keep document, Sam.
Yeah.
And I typed out all the ones that I could genuinely say that were in my top 10 of the year, or should be up for the running. Yeah. And I had 8 for the longest time, nailed in, no order but nailed in. And I had 9 that were all vying for the last 2 spots. It was so difficult. So difficult.
So without further ado, shall we crack on then? Do you want to do
your... you know what? I'll do my honourable first, actually, so I can see your reaction. So I didn't think I'd be able to get these in my actual top 10 in an order, by the way, but I have, so I'm quite proud of myself. But in no order, these are my 5 honourable mentions that were amazing films, perfect films.
Before we start, so we're both doing 5 honourables and 10 thingy. How many out of 15 will we have the same?
I think crossover percentage will be about 60, 70, 80%. I'm not sure.
So
there's a few I think I have that you won't have, and probably vice versa. But I think there'll be a good core sort of number of mercenaries that are present in both categories.
Right, let's do it.
I'd like to think so. But I'm about to annoy you, I think. So my honourable mentions are Prisoners, which you've only seen recently for the first time.
Nearly made it.
Time, The Death of Stalin, perfect film, very apt for the current time we're in, climate-wise. Mad Max Fury Road, it's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10 film. It's perfect. It's one of the best edited films ever, but not good enough. Dunkirk.
Ooh.
Needs nothing said else. Dunkirk. And La La Land has not made my top 10. Right. I want to.
This is where we differ as brothers, isn't it?
I want to use this time to preface that my top 10 is based on a lot of factors internally, but in terms of
mine's just so done on nothing.
is it so surface like this is right now what I thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, it's the rewatchability, it's the lasting impression, it's the how often you think about it when you start driving. It's like everything. I've factored everything into it, everything. So they're my 5. Go on, what are your 5?
Well, one of them is in my honourables that was in yours.
Mm-hmm.
And
Starling. Yeah, that's obvious.
Whiplash.
Fuck me. You've named one of my 3 honourable mentions.
Disaster Artist.
Fucking good shout. Yep.
And then these 2, you might not be very happy with me that I've put them in my honourables, but
I'm surprised Whiplash didn't make your top 10, to be honest.
You've got Blade Runner.
Wow.
And
2049, obviously, for the
and Parasite.
Wow. Right. Well, my 3 were Parasite, Annihilation, and the first thing you said. I forgot what did you say. One of the ones. Yes, they're my 3 honourable mentions. So you knew I'd get them out. Holy shit, Sam! So Blade Runner and Parasite. They are quite strong to not be in your top 10.
They were fighting for 10, but I had to put my 10th film in at 10th, and you'll see why.
I thought Disaster Artist would be in your top 10. I really would. I really think it would be.
It's
right.
I don't know. You can't compare.
Well, it depends how you want to categorize everything, doesn't it? It's like if your top 10, mine's an overall sort of everything. But I mean, Disaster Artist may be better than films that are on your top 10, but it doesn't have. It fails in other categories. Like it doesn't. Like you don't get that urge to go out and watch it again. You don't get that urge to go, like research about it or whatever.
Yeah.
Go. 10 through 6 now.
10.
Yep.
Tenet.
Oh, okay.
Because it had to be 10, and it had to make that top 10 just purely because of how good it is.
Not in the decade though, is it?
Is it not?
We're doing up to 2019.
Shit, yeah.
That's the decade. Oh, we can push it forward. We can Tenet it forward and bin off 2010. Actually, no, I've got quite a few from 2010.
2010. Right.
Thanks for watching.
Flying start here. That's how much That's how much I've thought about this list.
You've been disqualified from qualifying, so I've
right. Blade Runner 2049 has been drafted in last minute.
Tenet's had its piss tested and it's failed.
Yeah, Blade Runner's coming on a free agent last minute.
I will be honest, I had Tenet on my list and realised shit that came out this year, and this year isn't part of the last decade.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, that shows my quality control, doesn't it?
If you got Bad Boys for Life and that Joker's movie on here as well, like.
Number 9. So 10, Blade Runner 2049. Number 9 is Arrival.
Fucking shout. Absolutely has to be in there.
8. Purely because its lasting impression on me is The World's End.
World's End, it's always one of your favourite films ever, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you get to work with the marvellous Eddie Marsan very soon, hopefully.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Wow. That's pretty superb, right?
Yeah, good timing.
You got to be doing that too, man. You got to do it.
Who?
It's like one of the worst films he's worked in as well, isn't it? So
especially Eggman. Number 7, following on from that trend, is This Is the End.
This is the end. Spot on. Absolutely, just fucking awesome.
Faultless.
Every possible way. It's an absolute 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah. It's weird that these 3 together that I'm just about to finish off now with are all comedies. Number 6, Other Guys.
Other Guys. Yep, amazing. Again, that didn't make my list, but it is. I know it word for word, as do most people.
But I'm much more simply entertained with that sort of stuff. Like, you could show me some of the best sort of horrors, sci-fi films, but I'll still get more enjoyment out of Other Guys.
Yeah, which is what it's all about, mate, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's 10 through 6.
Big man, I'm talking to you. I've had a last minute audible here. I've had a last minute audible. Hang on. Playlist music in the core of this. Just put ding, 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 ding. That's like you know when what's it off that? Is it like Simpsons or something when like Krusty gets strangled or something and it just cuts to like the nuclear sign and it goes ding, ding, like please stand by.
Broadcast.
Yeah.
I bet you can guess my next 5, but I don't give a shit.
I probably will be able to. No, you know what? Right, okay.
I know 2 of yours that I don't have.
I just swapped 2 and swapped them back again. So
just
okay.
call it 10 for 6. Go
on. When I do it, please play the Top of the Pops music. In a 10, it's like 10th film on my list of 10 best films of the last decade. Not the one we're in. Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yep.
It's an absolute. It's like, it reminds me of like one of them really garnishy sort of Christmas box things on the front of it. There's like a little really detailed scene and everything. It's fucking so immaculately designed.
It's like when you go on like a big budget film and they've got like a family Christmas house and it's just decorated AF.
Yeah. I mean, production design in that film was fucking flawless, but I think it was absolutely inch perfect. And I think I would say every film on my top 10 is a 10 out of 10. I don't often say that about films, but I think I've narrowed it down to films that are 10s out of 10s.
We could do top 10 films that are 10 out of 10s.
Yes, because I've got a few from not this decade and a few that haven't made it on. So and like Anthropoid for me is a 10 out of 10, but it's not my top 10 of the year. Right. Top 10 of the decade, whatever. And at 9. It's they always used to do like bingo, like sort of funny lines. It's 49 legs 11, whatever. Blade Runner 2049, 9th. Okay, that's quite low. I would have thought you would have thought that would be from me. Blade Runner 9th, 2049.
Okay. But again, it's that it's so on its own and its own ratings. Like it can be hit or miss compared it to other big films, but
now come the surprises, Samuel.
That's what she said. Okay.
Yes. In at 8, Inception. 8th. Booked his favourite first and has been first since it came out in 2010.
That just shows you how many good years of film there's been since.
Oh mate, I know. I can't believe how much I've changed and how much like you've changed in the 10 years. Like think of 10-year-old you watching, not 10-year-old you, 10 years ago you going to the cinema and watching films. And how much we've changed over the last 10 years. There's so much that's happened, mate. So much has happened.
Yeah, I think I just technology-wise as well. I think I literally had a phone with Crazy Frog and Starlight on it. That was it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like one MP3, like really like lossless quality as well. So that was 8. Number 7 is The Social Network.
Yeah, I wanted that to make it into my list, but I need to watch it again.
I want us to have a movie night where you can like Netflix watch it at the same time, because that film is absolutely flawless in every possible way.
I don't remember it being that good, but I wasn't.
It's more of a.
I was 14. I was probably.
You've watched it at the wrong time, mate. It's not even that. It's just you wouldn't have appreciated it then because you're not the same person you are now. You didn't understand the craft that goes into a film that it is now. Every single part, obviously, the score's Oscar winning, one of the best ever.
To win the Oscar.
Trent won the Oscar for that. Trent is an Oscar winning composer. First movie score he did, and just to the house in 1 year, nailed it, right? The script was that good. Fincher didn't want to change it. He had to make the actors speak quicker to be able to shoot the film in the 3 hours because the production company said we're not having a 3-hour film. We can't budget. We can't sell a 3-hour film based on this. So he made the actors speak quicker. I'm not shifting any of that. I aren't shifting dialogue, mate. We're doing it.
Yeah.
So it's proper, fast-paced. It's written by Aaron Sorkin, I think, who did. He's done lots of great shit. To be fair,
that's probably why I didn't like it because I couldn't keep up with it.
But you look back now, the cinematography is gorgeous. You got Trent's score. You've got all the awesome people acting awesome. And Tim Blake's funny as shit in it. That was my 7, and my number 6 is the second one on our top 10 that agrees. That's Arrival at 6.
Right. Okay.
We've had Blade Runner and Arrival so far to my count.
And Darwin.
Yeah, the Starling was an honourable though.
In terms of the whole 15, we've got 3 so far. Is that right?
We'll do a full catch at the end.
4 Dunkirk. Oh shit, yeah. Dunkirk's my 5th.
You need to do 6. You need to do 6, mate.
I've done it. I've done 6.
Or 6.
Other guys.
Oh, I should have gone to 6, shouldn't I? Fuck me. Right, hang on. Start over. 10 through 6, isn't it? Not 10 through 7. Budapest, Blade Runner, Inception.
You've done until 6. I'm sure you have.
Blade Runner. No. Budapest, Blade Runner, Inception, Social Network, Arrival. That's only 5 done, Sam. So you need to do 1 more.
They don't. Because that'll be 6 and you only have 4 left. You need to have 5 left. 10 to 6 is 5 numbers. 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You only need to do 5.
You do it. I'm confused.
Have you not written numbers next to the film?
Go on, you go. You go.
Put numbers next to your film.
I've just got 10 films in order. Not too late now.
Right, 5. How after fucking like 9 top 10 videos we still can't count backwards?
No, I can't count backwards from 3 to 1, mate. So, so go on. What have you got?
5 Dunkirk.
Okay.
Purely for the wow factor and the.
I can't believe I missed that off my list, but that was the sticking point, Sam. When I had 8, that one had to bounce and bring in 3 more because that always throw me out. I couldn't. It wasn't sitting right that it was there. I don't know why. It's one of the best made films I've ever seen, and Tarantino said it is the best film of the last decade.
I think
that's his.
I've only just realised this now, but why the films that I like the most are the ones that I find more about it after I've seen it.
Yeah, I know what I mean. Yeah, but you know why? Because the film's made you want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there are a lot of films that you watch and you're like, I'll move on. That was good, but I'll move on.
Yeah. Home.
But even things with like, you know, when he does the score with the 3 levels of the notes, the top one's going down, bottom one's going up, and the middle one's staying the same. And it's like it's constantly rising. It
should have. It lost out to Shape of Water that year, and that's the biggest injustice ever. Because I think, by my reckoning, Des Platt's got a 2-0 record on Zimmer. Because he'd be.
Yeah, I reckon Des Platt knows someone in the Oscars, and he's like.
He's definitely rodding the secretary woman, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's doing something because the fact that yeah, exactly. Is the fact that a certain film that's probably in both of our top 10 still yet to be named didn't win.
Yeah.
And yet Budapest did is just an absolutely moral injustice.
I bet you know my next 4, but don't say them.
No. Go on.
4.
Yep.
Is Inception.
Yep, fuck me. I'm very happy with that. Happy with that. Okay.
Purely because I can't ignore its greatness and
Tom Hardy's just fucking perfect in that film, isn't he?
And it's the way it ends and it leaves you sort of questioning life.
She's looking and listening.
Yeah.
That Google Talks is almost as good as the film.
Yeah, I was just
there's like a 90-minute talk. Any questions? No.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I don't know if this is going to be in your list.
Holy shit. Go on.
3. Avengers Endgame.
That's the most recent one, yeah? On your left?
Purely because of that, it is the culmination.
The other day I was on a deep YouTube rabbit hole, and I was watching somebody had filmed, you know, when they all do that, the lineup of going, here's who's pissed off with you, Thanos, and they all got queue up to twat him. It was the cinema reaction opening night in New Delhi. Fuck me, they were screaming, Sam. They were shouting. It was amazing.
That's what makes me feel so good when you watch them things. It's like
it's hard to quantify 10 years of build up, right?
That is the pinnacle of filmmaking. I know people say I don't like superhero stuff or I'm not into fantasy stuff, but no other franchise of films makes people feel like that.
No, and I think the only way I would have reacted the same was if I was born earlier and we had the same thing for Lord of the Rings. I think that's the only thing that's comparable. Can you imagine being the same age you are now, the same appreciation as film as you are now, and witnessing the Pelennor Fields charge live for the first time?
Or Lord of the Rings being stretched out over 22 films and then 22 films.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Third hour of the 20-second film, fucking the tower goes down.
Oh, mate, I couldn't. Yeah, it's
Frodo!
It's never going to get matched. It's going to get attempted, and it's going to be shit. But to get the actors they got as well.
Yeah, it's like
because Tom Cruise was nearly Iron Man.
I don't know if
imagine that.
So 5 Dunkirk, 4 Inception, 3 Avengers.
Yeah. Well, okay. Avengers.
Well, I guess the next 2.
Avengers shocked me a little bit. To be fair.
But again, I'm of the easily pleased kind of people, and that I mean.
Well, I want to know.
But I was thinking 100 years you look back.
Mm-hmm.
That's not 100 years, but in 50 years you look back and see how good a film was. That will hold up.
Oh, fuck me! It'll hold up, and the experience of being in the IMAX for that was fucking unbelievable because no one knew what was coming. It was the spoilers were kept so well, and it was like, I think that film threw everyone for a whatever when they just cut Thanos' head off like 8 minutes in, didn't they? And it's like, fuck me, it's like a 3-hour film.
Laughing at that.
Oh, I think that you could make an argument that Infinity War is funnier. Because there's so many, like when everyone meets the first time, but there's so much funny things in Endgame. Like I forget Hemsworth is such a good comic. I want to see him in a really good comedic film. I really do because he's got chops, man. He really has. Like the stuff is like you're the captain. Oh, that to Chris Pratt stuff at the end. Like, I think Paul Rudd makes Endgame. I really do.
He makes everything he's in. I saw a video the other day, Tom, of a compilation of Paul Rudd dancing, and then they put Earth.
Oh, mate, I saw it as well. It was 21st September, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right.
Are your first 2 directed by the same person?
No.
Good.
DOS.
Yep.
La La Land.
Okay. Good. I had that as 2, which is why I didn't want his first one to be directed by the same person. I need to wait for your number 1 now. Holy hell. Sam, I don't think your number 1's going to be on my list.
It fucking should be. I thought it'd be your number 1 as well. Come on, do your 5 through 2 and then I'll tell you.
In at 5. Oh no, we definitely have. Sorry, mate. We definitely have. I'd completely forgotten about my list because my phone locked my screen. In at 5, we have The Nice Guys.
Yep.
That has got me through this pandemic, Sam. Having a 5th of whiskey and watching them two. And honestly, that film is so. There's so many lines in that film that you pick up on the 50th time or the 60th time when you watch it or something. But it is an absolutely near perfect film. Well, it is a perfect film actually. You need to watch the Bill Burr review of it with Paul Verzi. It's fucking fun.
Yeah. That's another one.
Because as comedians, they pick up on different things that I had missed, like the different.
Yeah, that Russell Crowe bit when he's like getting a drink or something.
Yeah, that's at the end. Is that the bit you're on about?
Yeah.
Like you drink again. It's like it's absolutely amazing. But I think the kid's fucking good actor in that as well. Like I rarely commend good kid actors because a lot of the time it's just sort of shit.
Well, they always have shit characters though, don't they? Kids.
Yeah, like shit air and like, but a lot of the time it's fine. So that's The Nice Guys. Number 4 is Ex Machina.
Right.
Harloff's favourite film of 2015 ahead of Force Awakens. I think it's the best. I don't want to say the best sci-fi film of the last 10 years, but fuck me, it's up there.
Definitely up there.
It's absolutely like to have a film with 4 actors and be as good as that is. Pretty much, it's absolutely stunning.
It shows you that. I love when people sort of, because you know that someone's gone up to them and said it's not going to work, and then they've gone fuck off.
You do, mate. Bounce, mate. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see you at the Oscars, like dickhead. Like,
get your coat, fuck off.
Yeah. The thing I always said, I wish I could watch films again for the first time. One of the first, if I had that power, I could just press a button and I've forgotten I'd seen that film completely. I think Ex Machina will be the first one I watched with a clean brain.
I didn't mention that.
It'd be a mint invention.
I do that every Saturday and just watch Lord of the Rings again.
I would get the guy from Fleetwood on retainer just to go again, just Return of the King.
Yeah.
Just three times in a day, and you've got like a day done, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, Ex Machina in at 4. We're going to my second one, right? Yeah. So at number 3, which I won't say a lot about, Interstellar.
Okay.
3rd.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about that at length shortly. And
fuck you.
Any ideas what my top 2 are?
Um.
These films are faultless in every aspect. Every time I sit down and watch a film, I want to watch these 2 films. I watched both of them. I watched both of them separately occasions, back to back, as in literally I've been sat there and I've gone VLC again, without a break. I've done that separate occasions for both films. Right. So number 2, my second favourite film of the last 10 years is Hell or High Water.
Right. I know number 1 then.
Fuck. Honestly, I can't get over that film. It hits me every single time in different places, but a lot of the time in the main place. I think it's the fact that it's 2 brothers as well. It just fucking gets me, man. It's such a good fucking film. It's...
I saw that. I was going to put that on my list, and I thought I've only seen it the once.
Do you remember when we watched it for the first time, and there's that shot when they're all convening at that same bank, and then Jeff Bridges does a right hand down around that corner. It just shows you how vast the expanse is in West Texas, and it's just fucking oosh like that. But I think that film has the best pacing of all the films in my top 10 in terms of like pacing's a big thing for me. Like The Force Awakens, man, I love the film, but it's just you don't have a second to take anything in. Like it's like she said, but
10-minute films, isn't it?
It's like Dog Zoomies, but for the whole film.
Yeah.
Like she does.
When they set off, the head's not ready yet.
Yeah, the head's not ready yet. Yeah, it's like I forgot which character does that. Who does that? It's a cartoon character who does that.
Like Bugs Bunny.
Something like that. Yeah, where the head stays behind for like 2 seconds, like Roadrunner or something. But
yeah.
Like that with the whole film. But this film, it just sort of beautifully builds and builds and builds. It's like dead slow at the start, isn't it? And then it's sort of like. It's very balanced, and at the end you don't realise where you are. Then you go, shit, I'm here. It's on. Like you didn't realise you'd got there, but you're that invested.
Proves there's no like proven film structure.
No, that works. There's no single recipe. There's lots of different ways. There's lots of different ways to get the same outcome. But this one is just an absolute feat of fucking every single department in that. Like honestly, if I was to give out Oscars and you have the best ensemble cast or whatever, I'd give an Oscar to every person in that production, everyone. Yeah. Individual, like 250 Oscars for one film, like broken the record. Return of the King's 13's been to shit because Hell or High Water is just
do that, Tom.
Hell or High Water's just won 400 Oscars.
We could do that for our top scenario awards. Just this is the award that all of the crew of that one film gets. You know, like the Cecil, the film, whatever.
You had one rigger that was sick one day and you got a spare rigger in, he gets an Oscar.
Yeah.
He now has more Oscars than fucking Marlon Brando or whoever's not won one. Yeah.
The same Oscars as DiCaprio.
The guy who's done The Butties has more Oscars than Amy Adams because that film's that good. Right? Yeah. That's how good that film is.
But like when they come on stage to accept it, you like really fucking shake their hand and like proper ragging them about
like Airplane. It's slowly, like more and more, but like, and you've not even let them sort of dress up as well. You've got to make sure that people know from a distance what role you had. So you've got to walk on with a grip if you were the grip.
Or like chef's whites on, covered in like tomato soup.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
So you know my number 1 already.
And I know it's been my number 2 for a long time, that film. But I've tried to look at each film in its own merit and see, like, because in reality, on my list of top 10, your number 1 is the best film on there.
Yeah.
It's the best film on there. But my favourite is 4th.
Well, I know you're number 1 and you know mine, so.
3rd. I'm going to say it for you.
I know let me tell you yours and you tell me mine.
Yeah.
So yours is The Big Short.
Correct. Yours is Happy Feet. Happy Feet. No.
Happy Feet.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
There's a very, very, very good reasons why that should be my number one, because it is the best film on there. It's the most ambitious. It's the most successful. It's the one that makes you marvel the most. It's the one that makes you want to be going to the cinema the most. And do you know what I fucking brought it down to, Sam? I think it's because I'm still attacked, because this is ATM. Yeah. We're always saying this at the moment, right? I think at the minute I'm not. Nolan stuff isn't resonating with me as such, because I feel like Tenet was him doing, Lee Evans on the airport where he's get 99. I feel like that's Nolan doing that.
Yeah.
Like, look how clever I am, fucking like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been in the back of my mind for some reason. It's not legit. He's not done that. It's just the way he works. But
it's just him making films. He doesn't have to make. I know. He doesn't have to make 100 Interstellars, does he?
No, I know. But my point is, I feel like he has to go to this sort of at that level to get his vision out there. But I feel like my other ones that are beating Interstellar, the two films that have achieved that without going to those levels. Like it seemed more effortless, because I feel like earlier drafts of Tenet won't have had some of the complicated bits at the end.
No.
I feel like he's probably done 12 rewrites of that to go, oh, fuck me, let's make him run backwards for no reason there. Or, you know what I mean? Like, these ones felt more pure, they felt more organic, they felt more of like a original vision executed to a fucking 10 out of 10, whereas Tenet and Interstellar to a degree feel sometimes like it's a case of, I know why he's done that there just for 1 second, because it's a bit of a gimmicky thing.
It's like, you can relate it to like City winning the league and then Leicester winning the league. It's the same achievement. It's the same. Both of them are equally as good, but one's a little bit better for a different reason.
One means more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why The Big Short is my favourite film of the past 10 years. One, I've watched it the most. It's factually the one I've watched the most in the last 10 years.
Mm.
So rewatchability is just first, absolutely first. I can watch it at any point, like you're on Netflix and stuff, when you're just like, you've been it off halfway through or whatever, you're going to bed.
Yeah, just watch 20 minutes.
I'll just pick it up and just crack on from there. It's almost obsessive how much of the minutiae of that film I'm now like I know about, and the little gimmicks of people saying everything. So I don't know why that film means so much to me that it does. I think it's because it's Adam McKay. He's just like our hero, and he basically with everything that he's done.
It is, but I think with you're into the sort of humans being understanding complex things.
Oh yeah, I think so. And I think there's many levels to it. That is one, definitely, which is why Interstellar and Ex Machina and stuff like that high up as well. Yeah. But the fact that it's got my three favourite working actors in it, in Bale, Gosling and Carell, are factually my three favourite working actors right now, all in the same fucking film.
That would be a good film to work on. That'll be in my top.
With Jeremy Strong from Succession, who's absolutely awesome in that film.
Yeah.
You need to watch Succession, sort of sidebar. You need to watch that.
You know, I think we should do another top 10 of men's names who suit their names, who suit them.
Absolutely. Apt names.
Apt names.
ATM apt names.
Yeah.
You'd have Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
Is right up there.
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer is just the fact that it was Florian for like 10 years, we didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But one thing I want to watch, the films I've not watched for a while of yours, we'll watch again. Oh. Yeah, the films I've not watched of yours, we'll watch again. The films of mine that you've not watched for a while, we'll watch again, just as something to do whilst the pandemic's on. But I really want you to appreciate the editing in The Big Short. For whatever reason, they do stuff when, like, you know, like references loads of shit from the 90s, or just like 2 minutes and stuff. But the editing of that film, I think, is what I love the most, because they'll cut people off mid-sentence when it's at a tense point and stuff. And for some reason, that really, like, it's quite jarring, and it sort of adds to the...
It gets you in it. That's this storytelling way of getting...
Yeah, oh yeah, it's very good.
Messy time, wasn't it?
And it was shot all long lens as well. So usually in, like, you'll see in, like, Nolan and stuff, he's fucking up close anyway, camera. Yeah. It was shot with a long lens camera. So McKay's DP and McKay were sat far corner of the room, and they just let them act. They didn't know where the cameras were, the actors.
Yeah.
So he had 2 or 3 blokes dotted around with long lens cameras and just said, and the scene.
Yeah.
Which is why it's sort of a lot of the shots are like over shoulders and like through people's legs or whatever, and it's just sort of.
Well, it's sort of flat on the wall, isn't it? In a way.
It's flat. It's pretty much flat on the wall, yeah. But it adds. I think that helps, given the story and the plot and everything. It helps you like appreciate things more. I think because I've seen, is it Inside Job or something that's about the same topic, but it didn't resonate with me as much because it felt like it was too gleamy and too sort of polished or whatever, because it was just up close shots of people that were clearly whatever. But this one, the camera's moving all the time and the quick like Margot Robbie in the bath, that bit when she's like, here's Margot Robbie in the bath to explain. She's got a glass in her hand and it's not in her hand, and she goes to grab it again, and then the next scene she's grabbing it again. It's just so sort of choppy and rough and rugged, but I love it.
But I think that's keeps you on your toes, doesn't it?
I think that's another reason why it is up there as well, because the cutaways include my favourite people ever, like Margot Robbie, Bourdain, fucking what's his face? Forgotten completely. But it's the most balanced and best film of the past 10 years for me. Now, please, can we absolutely rave about Interstellar? Please.
I mean, the reason it's comes to my head so often is because I keep remembering quotes, and the quotes that I remembered recently was, I'm paraphrasing because I'm shit at memorizing things on the spot, when it's like, I remember the times when we used to look up at the stars and wonder where we were, wonder our place among the stars, but now we look down and dwell about our place in the dirt.
Yeah, in the dirt.
In the dirt.
With Nerf, yeah. I completely agree. Some of the lines on that, like the promotional side, one of the posters was of, it wasn't in the film, but you know the big like beam of the Milky Way. It looks, it's a rocket taking off Virgin's the Milky Way, and it's got two people looking up on it with the cornfields and stuff. The line was, if I'm not mistaken, humans were born on Earth, they were never meant to die here. Yeah. Fuck me, mate. 20 grand commission for whoever came up with that sentence at Warner Brothers. You know what I mean? Just like,
it would be so bad in the accounts, wouldn't it?
You 3-week vacation now, 20 grand cash, Debbie, getting 20 grand cash now.
We go into the office where he did it and just be like shouting, "Who did this?" Yeah.
You have his car. Take his car now. It's yours.
Yeah. His wife is yours tonight.
Yeah. You get 10 minutes. Yeah. Like everyone's clapping and like, yeah. I mean, when it was first announced, because Nolan is the only director. I say Nolan. There's about 4 now, but Nolan was the only director for me where I would fucking F5 Google every day to see what the progress was with the film and stuff. When they cast McConaughey, I was like, I didn't really know anything other than like Tropic Thunder and fucking
Dallas
getting his tits out and stuff. But I cannot fathom how that man did not get a nod for that film. Oscars. So if we just compare it, right, just to prove how bollocks the Oscars is. So he did not get a nomination for Best Actor, okay? And the people were Steve Carell in Foxcatcher, fair enough. Bradley Cooper in American Sniper, fair enough. Cumberbatch as Alan Turing, fair enough. Michael Keaton as Birdman. Okay, fair enough. But Redmayne won, and Redmayne won for Hawking. So to be fair,
2014 was a good year.
It was a fucking good year. Whiplash was that year as well, mate.
You know, for them years, Tom, they should just have Best Actor 2. They should just do 2 awards.
Best Actor, like when we used to say we'd start a band and call it McFly 2. That completely rip them off. But like Best Actor 2, they are equal in the same, but yours has got the 2 at the end of it. It's like two MDF like together or something.
Like different font, just put a 2 at the end.
Oh, I think so, yeah. But there's about 10 moments, maybe 10 or 11 moments in Interstellar that are better than most films that have come out in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
10 individual moments and concepts that were executed so well that they're better than the majority of films.
Yeah. It's just that bit in Detach.
Those are mountains, they're waves.
I mean, it's not every second of it is enjoyable as like it's got peaks and troughs like every film, but the peaks are so much higher in that film.
Yeah, which is the problem I had to reconcile in my mind, because like you said, there's the peaks in The Big Short don't touch Interstellar, obviously.
No.
Factually can't. Interstellar doesn't.
Big Short's more consistent.
Interstellar does not hold a candle to many films in my mind, if any. Like I said, it's not. I think it is the best film of the past 10 years, if not 20. But it's not my favourite, which is a key thing. But I think if you're going to look at a film in terms of percentage of amazingness throughout, Big Short's one for me, and that's the only reason it's one.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fuck off wave in The Big Short. There's no like everything with a wormhole, and like the bits where it's just silent, like when they go down for that nap for like fucking 12 years, whatever it is, so they get to thingy, and it shows that scene going past Jupiter, and the score goes off.
It's just
it's like that big in it, just going around, and it's like. Do you know what else as well? Do you ever do this when you're driving your car? Do you know when they were driving the spaceship in that film, and they always had a camera shot on the wing, which you also use in Dunkirk as well? Just a camera on the wing. It's like just having it on a car window, isn't it? Because in my mind, that's why it helps you feel like you're in there when it's going down the wave or going into the wormhole and stuff. Because it's out of the vehicle. It's not him in a driving computer game. It's fucking stage left sort of thing. So when you look in your rearview mirror in your car, you can see sort of stuff behind it. It was like that.
You can see the back end of your car, and then
stuff. Exactly.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
I don't have many gripes with that film, but the one gripe I do have is that the whole point of him is getting back to Murph, right? And when he gets there, it feels like the ending he has with Murph isn't. It's not what I expected the first time we saw the film, and on concurrent viewings, it doesn't have that sort of moment. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's end with it. That's the whole point. Because
got there.
It's not really a happy ending in a way, because it's.
No, it's not. It's not completely. It's not.
No way, it could have been.
Because the Murph he's gone back to isn't the one he left, obviously, and she doesn't really know him anymore.
It was a love story between the two of them, but it was a happy ending for humanity. Rather than
exactly. Yeah, so he's done the right thing, but he's proved that he's had to make the ultimate sacrifice. But he, Murph, I can't stop saying Murph. But I've forgotten the name of the score track, but I'm hoping it's included on the expanded score that comes out soon. When he's going through the Tesseract with Tars, and it's fucking that big geezer with Snozzer who's on the organ is just going ape shit because it's love, Tars, it's love. I'm gonna get to think like, no, it's not on the actual one, I don't think, but it's I think thinking about it, if I was going to go and watch one of them now, if I wasn't as tired as I am, it probably would be Interstellar, actually, now we've been talking about it.
That's the one, like, right, this is quite a good analogy.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you think of films as an escape?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to watch Big Short...
Please say the same thing you're about to say that I'm thinking right now.
Hopefully. So you watch Big Short, you escape from the real world, but it puts you in that world. You watch Interstellar, you escape from the world. You actually escape from the real world into space.
Yeah.
There's such a... Films always give you an escape from reality, but this gives that extra bit.
Different, like, universe. Yeah, I completely fucking 100% agree with that. That's completely true. I was going to say, I thought you were saying, if you had that Kanye West 100-foot TV, what's the first one you're watching out of your top 10? And mine's Interstellar. First thing.
It's definitely not going to be other guys.
when they invent 5K, first film is going to be Interstellar.
Yeah.
Or whatever's after 4K. But yeah, that point about it being it's like 3D removal from reality, that film, isn't it? It's that good at immersing you in the universe.
It's like, even when Nolan said, like, the reason they used the organ is because it was humans' attempts to portray the metaphysical and all that. And it was like,
nine layers of shirts on underneath.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Han said as well about the organ. It's a human instrument because it's breathed, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it's our attempt.
It could have viewed a harmonica as well, but the score would have been much, much worse. Just some geezer telling a harmonica of the whole film.
Yeah, imagine Paolo Nutini or someone doing Interstellar's score.
Stop saying your same James on. Don't give me shite.
Yeah. Right. Let's wrap that up. So Tom, we're gonna think about this now. In 10 years' time, thought scenario, our 4,000th video will be top 10 movies of this decade that we're in now. And there won't be 10 released. Yeah, that's true. Because there'll be another pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the top 10 list of 2020 is going to be shite. Yeah, I'm disappointed.
7 top.
No,
the 10 movies that came out.
You have to like the films if you want to do a top 10 because there's been 10 films this year, so it's got to sort the order out. But yeah, no, I agree. I like having it in my head as like it's that the top 10 for me is that important. You'd have it on the wall inscribed like the Mines of Moria sort of esque. It's just fucking there and it's facts, which is why I've struggled for so long. But I'm actually happy with this now. I just need to sleep on it.
Good word.
Look back in it in a week and see if it's still the same.
Good word for that is plaque.
Plaque.
Yeah, you want to put that on a plaque.
You can't change your mind, can you, if it's chipped into stone? Stone.